Hey friends, it's UrsulasRevenge and happy Wednesday update day. Today's update is not actually about any new features, but it does introduce some new game improvements that I'm pretty excited about. But first, a note about updates in general. I know I also kind of talked a little bit about this issue in last week's video, but I think it does deserve a little bit of attention. So you might know that there are some not great parts about the SSO community, and a lot of that revolves around social media. I feel like no matter what Star Stable does, nobody is happy, or not even that nobody is happy, but somebody is unhappy, because typically what happens is you tend to complain about things you don't like and not necessarily praise the things you do like. On the posts where we get new features, there are people complaining like, why don't you fix the bugs? And then on the posts where they're saying, hey, we're gonna make some game improvements and not give you new content, there are people complaining, what happened to the new content? So on one hand, you have people complaining that they're adding too many horses. On the other hand, you have people complaining that they're not adding enough horses and they're not doing enough updates. So I just wanted to kind of just shed some light on that and just kind of, I don't know, I guess it could do like a little PSA about just social media not being a good representation of just how things are going. So I also see a lot of posts on like Reddit where people are like asking, hey, is SSO dying? Like, I really love this game and don't want it to go anywhere. I've spent a lot of money on this game and I want to continue spending money on this game. Like, what is going on with this community? Why is nobody happy? Why are people boycotting? All sorts of things. And like, if you feel like you need to boycott, by all means boycott. It is your right to absolutely do so. But the game's not dying. It's not going anywhere just because of the opinions of some people. That doesn't necessarily mean the game is going away. So just, you know, be careful what you read. I know that there's also like, this is aimed for younger players. So naturally those younger players are going to want to research things online and look into the social media. So just, you know, don't believe everything you read online. Also don't share too much about your life online. That's just a general PSA. I see a lot of that too. That's not good. Don't do that. Be mysterious. But anyways, that was a little social media PSA rant. Just, you know, be careful online and don't necessarily believe everything you see online, and don't feel like your opinions have to be molded around the opinions of others as well. You're allowed to have completely different feelings than anybody else playing this game, and that's okay. That's great. You should have your own opinions. All right, back to the actual, like, you know, focus of the video. So I did want to also point out that I am riding Fern Lily today. Supernova is back at the stable because everything we're doing today is not technically new. So I didn't want to do, you know, I don't want to mess up my experiment, because if I get any experience today, it's not for something that came out this update. So we're riding Fern Lily, also because I'm just really enjoying riding the Jorvik Frisians right now. I have 4 and I want a 5th. So who knows, you might see me on a 5th Jorvik Frisian soon. And all seriously, I'm just waiting to get a new horse until the Equestrian Festival, because I have a feeling there's going to be different color Lipizaners, and I really want a Lipizaner. So just heads up. All right, well, this has gone off the rails. Let's talk about, oh, there was one more thing related to that first train of thought. And it's this update that they posted yesterday. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a heavy one that a lot of people are going to be upset about. This information article is titled Upgrade Alert Desktop System Requirements. Hey StarFam, in order to optimize your Star Stable online experience, we are updating the minimum operating system requirements for our desktop game. Minimum requirements, effective March 6th. To run Star Stable Online, your desktop computers will need to be powered by Windows 10 or later, or macOS 12 Monterey or later. If your system does not meet these requirements, make sure to upgrade to ensure continued enjoyment of the equestrian adventures. Alternatively, if you prefer, you can also dive into the world of Jorvik on Android and iOS devices. After March 6th, older operating systems will not be supported. This adjustment is aimed at avoiding security issues and crafting an even better gaming experience, and we are thrilled to have you join us on its journey. So yeah, Star Stable is updating their minimum system requirements, which is natural for a game that updates every week. This is an old game. It's literally had updates almost every single week since it's come out like 12 years ago. So it's natural that the game's getting bigger and it's getting better, which means that the systems that we're playing them on have to be updated with them. I know that this is upsetting a lot of people. I know the argument is like, I can't just go out and buy a new computer. And that's why they've also suggested trying to play on Android and mobile. They do have other options out there for you if you don't have a computer that meets these specs. Unfortunately, as time passes, technology needs to upgrade with it, and I know that that's expensive. Unfortunately, gaming is not a cheap hobby, but they do have the alternatives with Android and mobile, which I think are really great, especially now that we also have Android. So if you are affected by not having an updated operating system and you can't update your operating system, definitely try playing on mobile. Also worth pointing out that mobile includes tablets. So if you want like a bigger gaming experience and you have an iPad, I recommend trying that one as well. And now on to today's news. Daily race restrictions are gone. Well, some places. In a few areas, you can actually complete daily races multiple times, as many times as you want, and still get experience for them. They've also removed the cap on your Vic shillings for these races, which is exciting. So you can complete these races more than once, as many times as you want, and still get all of the benefits associated with doing those races. The races and locations are Pauline's 3 races in the Silverglade Vineyard, which are my new cross-country race in Reverse 2 and the Manors riding track, Will's windmill race outside of Silverglade Village, and Minka's 3 races outside of Fir Grove. And those 3 races are Minka's Tricky Timber Track, Minka's Tricky Timber Track in Reverse, and the Fir Grove Cross Country Race. You'll also notice that all of those NPCs' exclamation points are now blue, which is a new color because we can do them multiple times a day. And as such, we actually do get a new marker on the map with a purple exclamation point to point these at. Hold on. It looks like there are more multiple daily races. Okay, so we got the ones in Fir Grove, we got the ones in, this is Will's Mill, and this is Silverglade Vineyard. It also looks like there are multi-completable races in Moreland, Fort Pinta, and Charles. By Charles. Hold on, we gotta go investigate this. Okay, so the first one is Charles's race, which is the practice race, which I think was already completable daily, so that would make sense why this one. Oh, you know what? I wonder if these are the 3 championship races. Yep, Harriet's race, which is the testing of the track. Yep, and Tamika. That makes sense. These were already completable multiple times a day, but they don't give you any rewards. Now, Star Stable did make another update to races, so let's go talk to Stacy and just quickly do the Bobcats jumping course. Whoa, what the heck? Okay. Okay, so we got a little fanfare, a little song. They changed the victory screen that was pop-up that had like the gold, silver, and bronze medal, and they've updated it. Unfortunately, I don't think they've fixed the actual recording of best times for all of the races. That or I just haven't done this race since they last reset the scores. Let me see. Okay, I actually do have a score on this board. What is a race that I did yesterday that I can double check? I know I did Marley's races yesterday. Whoa, what the heck was that? Huh, yeah, okay, so it's still not recording my personal best, but I mean, that's okay. I think it's still recording my high score. Yeah, that's weird. It's still recording that I have a previous time and that I did get gold and that I did have a time today. It's just not showing up on the actual race finish screen. Well, so long as it's recording, I guess it's okay for now. Another thing that they updated today was changing it so we didn't have to drag items from our inventory if we had them. We could just press E to interact. This is for things like filling up your bucket with water. It could be for completing different quests, like maybe Conrad's horseshoe making quest, possibly even like Jamie Olive Tree's quest where you bake with her. There's a bunch of different quests that you use items from your inventory, but instead of dragging them, you can now press E to actually interact with them. I'm trying to test it out with fossils, so I'm looking for my extra interesting item now. But like other things you could think about, maybe this would work for fishing as well. Who knows? I'm assuming it's everything that we can drag to interact with. That said though, if you do still prefer to drag to interact with the item instead of just pressing E, you can definitely still do that. Alright, so I have my extra interesting. Let's test this out. So, like normal, I would just kind of go into my inventory and drag my pickaxe, but... Oh, that's exciting. Cool. I mean, that just makes so much more sense. You do still need to have the item in your inventory. Why do I have a green uncompleted quest? I forgot to turn in my race. It's fine. And to try it again, cool. That's just more convenient. I like that. The last part of today's update is all about the loading bars that you get in some of the quests. I did run around and try to do a couple of quests to see if I could figure out which ones this loading bar actually had anything to do with, but I don't think I was actually able to find any. I tested fixing the nets with Mr. Codden Moreland. I checked fixing the bridge on Paddock Island with Kent, and I tried doing some of Nick Stoneground's quests in Dino Valley. All of them had loading bars, but none of them actually said loading. Like one for the bridge, it said using mortar or using the trowel. The fishing nets, it said inspecting. So I don't know if it's things that specifically say loading or if maybe this change wasn't actually implemented. Or maybe I'm thinking about it entirely wrong and I just don't understand what was actually changed in this update. Originally, when I saw it in the Next Up in Jorvik, I thought it had to do with time skips, but that was not the case either. So I don't know what was actually updated with this feature. It is possible that this one was mistakenly put in here for this week, because originally in the Next Up in Jorvik, the loading bar update was supposed to happen on the 28th. So I don't know if they either moved that one up or it didn't actually get implemented, but as far as I can tell, nothing has changed as far as loading bars is concerned. I'm going to continue running around and seeing if I can find anything else. It just won't make it into this video. If I happen to find anything, I'll put it in next week's video or probably do some maybe a short, I don't know. I probably won't find anything though. If you happen to know what this update is about, just you let me know because I'm curious. I haven't been able to find anything on it. They ended the news with a heads up note. Changes like these might require adjustment and balancing after release. This is to ensure the best player experience and to avoid exploitations. We do our best to communicate any changes either on our channels or in our bug fix log found on our website. And speaking of bug fixes, there were a couple bug fixes done today. Today's bug fixes include fixed an issue where the mouse cursor would snap to the upper left corner while scrolling on Mac, fixed an issue where completing the quest A Finished Bridge resulted in the game disconnecting, fixed an issue where two quests at the Bobcat training area were visible at the same time, and fixed an exploit which allowed players to get infinite light. I also wanted to point out that there were also bug fixes last week. I think I might have covered these, but just to note that sometimes they do multiple bug fixes in a month. And one more quick thing before you go. While I was editing, I noticed that Star Stable had posted something else on Instagram. Make sure to keep your eyes on our socials, launcher, and maybe even in-game. There will be hidden, or maybe not so hidden, redeem codes placed all around. We can't say when, because what fun would that be? But we can say there's going to be 7 of them, and they will be popping up throughout February. The codes will only be redeemable for 24 hours, so make sure to keep an eye on our socials. What's in the codes? It can be some star coins, an item, or the new consumable. And we already have today's code, which is nothing to see here. And if you'd like a spoiler to what that item is, it is the Eco Athleisure pink sunglasses. And if you already have this item like I do, you can sell it for 350 Jorvik shillings. Because I only post these videos about once a week, I will do my best to post any other ones that I find on Tumblr. So if you're on Tumblr, just, go ahead and give me a follow. I think I'm under Arya Mistwood. The link's in the description. That's going to be it for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video like this. I do try to cover every Wednesday update. And while you're at it, you can follow me on Twitch because I do play Star Stable there too. And I will see you all in next week's video. Bye!